Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. So we could not continue our class for almost 4 weeks. So now we shall continue. As we discussed earlier, that we are not going verse by verse, because that is done by me itself earlier, and also shlokas are dealt in that way. So we try to understand the concepts which we get while reading Bhagavad Gita, and how we can interpret that and understand those concepts for the benefit of our personal spiritual life. Generally, when you see that lectures, discourses, classes, whichever way we do is beneficial. So there is no criticism about anything. But when you discuss from, for example, grammatical point of view, I take one shloka, divide into all the words, about 15 to 18 words. Then we tell in which case this word is used, which is the root word for this. That study also is very good study, because the purpose was to learn the grammar. When I was in India and other places, got one book, Gita Vyakarana. Exactly what I told is there. Every shloka, every word. It's very interesting study, but that is not what we want to study here. Another way of dealing with any subject is bringing lot of information. That also is very helpful. And the third is what the scriptures say that makes me a better spiritual person. Eventually, you came here, I came here, we took the subject Bhagavad Gita or any other subject we discuss. The purpose is not proving myself or not proving yourself. We are here to discuss and understand that if I was in the place of Arjuna, and if these shlokas were told to me directly by Krishna, what implication the shloka will have? How it will be affecting me? It affected Arjuna in one way. Just to make little topic lighter, Arjuna was a great person. He was one of the biggest warrior, scholar, intelligent person, brave. But after teaching the Bhagavad Gita, he fought with Kauravas, won the war of Mahabharata. And then once Sarandi came and told to Krishna that, can you please repeat? So many things I cannot remember. So Sri Krishna says, okay. So Krishna tells the same Bhagavad Gita again to Arjuna, but selected verses. When you do revision, many shlokas you do, something like that. And that is known as Arjuna Gita. It's a more or less same. Some shlokas are a little different because the person is telling that. But it's a smaller version of Bhagavad Gita. Actually, Gita word is a common word. Generally, when you say, I am studying Gita, we should take that it is Bhagavad Gita. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita is this book But there are many Gitas. More or less, all of them are from Mahabharata. Arjuna Gita I told, there is a Hansa Gita, there is a Vyasa Gita, there is a Shruti Gita. Why Gita? Because they are sung. You can sing. These are the shlokas which are in meter, chanda. Chanda means that which can be sung. That's why it is called Gita. So here, now the shlokas which we are discussing from the chapter of Karma Sannyasa Yoga. The basic concept. Sri Krishna himself says, no one can live without doing karma even for a moment. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Without doing karma, nobody can stay. Then why there should be concept of renunciation of karma? If I cannot live without karma, how to renounce the karma? There must be a meaning behind. So Krishna says, karma you have to do. Nobody can be free from karma. Another shloka he says, Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhi akarmani. Even your body cannot survive if you don't do karma. Breathing is karma, walking is karma, eating is karma. Plus there are 1001 types of karmas we do. The renunciation of karma is renunciation of the fruits of karma, results of karma, or renunciation of those karma which are either negative karma, akarma, harmful to others, that we should not do. So those karma we should renounce, give up. Or the karma which we do with attachment to the fruits of, results of, attachment to the person, attachment to the subject matter of those karma. That makes our karma vulnerable. So, renunciating the desire or the attachment with karma, that is called karma sannyasa, or to give up the karma. Generally what karma we do, any karma we do, any action you perform, it is extremely difficult to do nishkama karma. Absolutely karma without any desire. So desire is attached to karma. I do this karma because I want something out of it. What you want out of karma can be minimized. So there are two types of karma: sakama karma, nishkama karma. Karma with desire, with attachment. Karma without desire, without attachment. But there is no complete black and white that this is sakam, this is nishkam for us. We have varieties of karma, we have a little attachment. We can tolerate a certain kind of loss in the karma. We are not able to perform action completely disinterested. Disinterested has this meaning. Generally people say, I don't have interest. That means you will somehow do it. No. Even if you don't have any interest, even if you don't have anything to achieve from that karma, still you can do that karma as best as you can. Swami Vivekananda beautifully puts it. Why do we do karma? Not always because I want something out of that. let it be seldom, let it be not very often. But it is good to do good karma. That's how you do good. Goodness for the sake of goodness. There is no purpose behind becoming a good person. So you continuously do good karma, appreciating only the goodness of the karma. You do not need to achieve anything out of that karma, but just do it. So when people think little more about purpose of doing karma, slowly these options will come in mind, and slowly you take little higher option. Not always attached to the, without that I don't do. I do not do any work if I don't have any money coming out of that. I say no. Some work we do out of devotion. Some work we do as voluntary work people do. Or you do out of goodness. Somebody is in trouble, you are in front of that, and you are able to help that person to bring him or her out of the problem. You just do it. You don't charge them because I help you, now give you some money. No, nobody does that. Because the good karma is your appreciation for the goodness. It is good to do good. But time comes in the life of people, those who are very conscious about karma, that first and foremost, they do not do any bad karma. Unconsciously some people may do, but consciously they don't do. A time comes when unconsciously also the system itself will not allow them to do bad karma. Now what is good karma, what is bad karma? Every karma can be done in a better way. Every karma can be converted into good karma. These are no point of our discussion. Point is this: whatever karma do you do, if you do with the spirit of dedication, if you are a devotee, dedicate the fruits of action to your God consciously. And you think, no, you are little Jnana Yoga fan, Vedanta fan. And now it's a modern fashion. Modern fashion is, we study Vedanta. I say, God bless you if you can study. Why? Very fascinating subject. I am Brahman. That is something. But it should not be very casual. Why casual? Because you don't understand the meaning, that's why. Suddenly, very casually, while taking a cup of tea, a person is telling me, how to get Brahmagyana? Swamiji, can you please tell me how to get Brahmagyana? I say, finish your tea first. Don't make, there was a tradition. Now also we have. Most of you would not have seen, some, those who are ex-students of our school colleges may have seen. There is a long tradition called Bhandara, feast. Sadhu Seva is done. We invite different denominations and sampradayas. All the sadhus will come and we feed them. Good food is given to them. While food is starting, they repeat the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But while food is almost over, then they are told to chant whatever mantras they want to chant. In that, Bhagavad Gita shlokas are not chanted. In that, Upanishad shlokas are not chanted. Why? Give some respect. For example, stotras are okay. Different stotras when you repeat. So, those shlokas you can chant. Even Shiva stotras, Vishnu stotras, Divine Mother stotras, or the lines from Ramcharitmanas or lines from some other scriptures, all are allowed. Not not Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita, etc. Because these are manual of your spiritual life. Don't take it so lightly. Don't just, because you have heard that, so we lose the meaning of the word. Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakya. Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma. These four are Mahavakyas. Even Gayatri Mantra, which has become so casual nowadays, CDs and cassettes also you play, while cooking also you play Gayatri Mantra, while doing work also you play Gayatri Mantra, nothing wrong. But traditionally, I have seen even the Swamis so great. I have seen Swami Gambhiranandaji. So when we had our Brahmacharya Diksha is Guru will give you the same Gayatri Mantra in a way. So we went to, he was president of the order. We told, can you explain this Gayatri Mantra to us? He immediately told, give me a little Ganges water. He took Ganges water, sprinkled himself, sprinkled in the mouth, then pronounced Gayatri Mantra. You do what you want to do. You do not pay respect. The Gayatri Mantra doesn't become any smaller, or it doesn't lose any significance. It loses significance for you. Have you seen in the olden time when the Ramcharitmanas or Bhagavatam or the Puranas, when Pandits used to come and explain, they used to bring the book in a cloth, so sanctified, so respectfully, and then after opening, do the pranam and do pranam to whom? Pranam to the book. Then you say these are old timers. No. If you go outside India, because they don't have that sentiment, that's why. Not that we are great by doing that. Long before I am telling, there was an advertisement on TV where a small child wants to take something from a cupboard. The child's hands are not reaching the cupboard. So easiest thing was to bring some books. So the child brought 8-10 books, climbed over it and picked the things. This was shown in an advertisement. In our Indian culture, Hindu culture, it is not there. Same thing, it is not there in Islamic culture. Same is not there in Christian culture. You cannot put your feet on the Bible and climb. But Hinduism way of looking at it different. Not only religious books, any book, any printed material is considered as Vidya, and we do not, even you want a book with okay, take it. I don't push this book like this. I nicely hand it over to you. Sometimes the volunteers will come to do work. So they work in our book sale section, showing the book like this. So we told no. If you do not pay respect to your books, how do you think this new person is going to pay respect to books? But I have seen certain people, not Indian, not Hindus, giving small booklet with 2 hands like this. No, these books are very religious book. I cannot give you, one hand cannot. Singapore I learned, even the name card they give with 2 hands. I see also same. Why? Because you this is my identity. My visiting card is it represents me. This extension of your respect for books or respect for something printed. I want to give a beautiful example. How the same attitude towards printed material to pay respect. There was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. called Swami Nischayananda. In his old age, as people suffer, he also suffered. And he had diarrhea. So sometimes cannot move, attendant is not there. So they soil the cloth or soil the bed or soil the ground or whatever. You will still find people don't use the cloth because cloth is expensive. You cannot clean those dirty things and throw away the cloth. We are talking almost 100 years before. So they started using papers, not sophisticated tissue papers, but whatever paper come to in hand. So they brought some old books, and with those paper they were cleaning. With the Swami would have soiled the place. He immediately told, how you can use this printed paper, newspaper some more. Goddess Saraswati is there. You cannot use for this dirty work. Then Swamiji, what is the way to be done? Here is the little twist in the devotion. He says, when Swami Vivekananda's complete works was being printed, 8 pages or 16 pages are printed together, so it's a big pharma, they say. Those extra, after making the books, some extra pages are there, all they used to keep in stock to use something. Use that one. So the attendant says, newspaper, there is Saraswati. Swami Vivekananda's complete works, there is no Saraswati. Then the Swami told. Very interesting, eh? If you use newspaper, Goddess Saraswati may get offended. But I know Swamiji will never get offended. You see? It's not question that more Saraswati is there in complete works pages, but this feeling is that the incident came in my mind, so I told. So idea is this, that whatever karma we do, you should get benefit of it by performing karma in such a way that becomes puja for you. Many of you, if you have visited Udbodhan Karyalaya, where Holy Mother used to stay, today also when you go there, small door is there from the street. Immediate left-hand side there is a small room. Swami Sarada used to sit in that room and used to write Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga before it came to print. Person who stayed with him at that time has written in the reminiscences, when he used to come to that room in the morning, there was a small piece of cloth. With that cloth, he will clean that. It's a small kind of desk which you squat on the floor and you keep that one, and 4 legs are there. You can bring it closer to yourself, and there is a small slope is there, so easy to write. And then many times you can open it and keep the book inside. This is the old timer people, you may have seen the designs. He used to clean that desk with that cloth. And after that, fold that cloth and keep inside the drawer of that table. The onlooker, attendant, writes, the concentration and devotion which we used to see in writing Sri Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga, we have seen the same concentration in cleaning the desk, and we have seen the same concentration in folding the cloth and keeping it. Once one lady or a girl in the household of Holy Mother swept the floor and threw the broomstick. Holy Mother said, no. How you can throw the broomstick? You are going to use it again, no? You need broomstick. Broomstick doesn't need you. Even if it is an inert thing, keep it respectfully. Then she says, it takes the same time whether you keep it respectfully or you throw it. Why do you throw it? It doesn't feel any disrespect. But from your side there is a disrespect. So your action in many ways will show. It's not important externally, one culture, one habit, another culture, another habit. That we don't compare here. We are not here for that. But whatever action we take, if that can be done with the spirit of worship, then your normal work will become worship. Now worship is a work. What work you do? I do puja. Example. In our order we have many stories, old stories. Swami Bhuteshananda ji, our 12th President Maharaj used to say, if your attitude is not correct, even the worship becomes work. And if your attitude is correct, any work can become worship. So this making an ordinary work converting into a worship, that is Karma Yoga. What is other than that is called renunciation of karma. Karma also, attitude of karma also, and a reduction in the desire or the attachment to the karma. That's how sakama karma can become nishkama karma. So, different kind of yajna, different kind of karma, different kind of project we take. Eventually, after doing whatever karma we do, people feel that eventually we want happiness. Because of that or for that we are doing karma. Happiness was never the goal. Process, while doing process you may get happiness in some karma. Most of the good karmas do not give you initial happiness because you have to put a lot of effort to do good karma. It is never easy. So initially it is painful. Maybe at the end you feel happy because it's a good karma. So here in one shloka Krishna says, all the karma which you do ends up in jnana. What is jnana? You learn something. You brought some change in yourself. That is the profit. And that profit is not considered as desire. As Sri Ramakrishna's some teachings are there. Sugar candy doesn't fall in the category of sweets. Any other sugar you take, it may create acidity in your stomach. You take sugar candy, water, it is so cooling, so soothing. He gives this example. So he says that desire for devotion, desire for jnana cannot be called desire. Don't put it in the list of the desires. Because jnana and bhakti will eventually kill the desire and make you free from that. So he says that all the actions culminate into knowledge. Knowledge in this way, it comes in that form. Whatever you do, it is in a very fine way it enters into you, changes you for good, for betterment. But how you get that knowledge? As we just now told, either your spiritual life is from devotion based or knowledge based, Or some people say, no, I am practical. I want to serve. So the spirit of doing work without desire, which is karma yoga. So either karma yoga, bhakti yoga or jnana yoga. These are the three in general ways. Because other yoga which you say, Raj Yoga, is mostly told from the point of view of meditation, etc. So when practical work comes, they say either it is from bhakti standpoint or jnana standpoint or karma standpoint. So Krishna says here, how to get that jnana, how to get that knowledge, the truth you come to know the truth, tad vidhi pranipatena. Pranipatena is symbolism of bhakti. You cannot learn out of your egotism. Every learning requires humility, and after learning you automatically become humble. So humility is part of the whole process of knowledge. And that requires a lot of difference. That requires in culture. When these things we say, when it comes to a culture, it becomes very different. Very different. We will not say anything that we have to compare two different cultures. But you can understand the same thing in different cultures, the very process is very different. The ethos of that culture will come into the process. I remember one officer of Indian Army was almost promoted to the level of brigadier, very high post. So he says that all our rules in the army are still the British rules. Why, I do not know, but that is still going on. So he says, when I was made brigadier, so they will bring champagne and put that stars in the champagne, and then your higher official will put the star and make you brigadier. That's what he told me. And then you have to take that champagne. You have to drink it. He said, I don't drink. So he said, but this is the practice. So he said, change the practice. No, for you, we cannot change the practice. It is for years. No, it was a British practice. And he put his foot down and says, am I allowed to reject this promotion? I'm not going to accept the promotion by taking a simple practice of my life that I don't drink. To become that, you think I have to drink? Sorry, I do not want to do that. Then will big meetings of the big officers and all that, how to do, he is the right person to become brigadier, but he is not ready to do this. Then first time probably they changed. For him, they brought orange juice, put the star in orange juice and put it. So what I am telling is, it's a practice. It's a practice. Again, to say something means again comparison will come, which I do not want to do. But if there is a humility in that, your manifestation of power, manifestation of joy, manifestation of position differs. Manifestation differs. Expression differs from one culture to another culture. Again, I don't want to speak, otherwise you have to criticize some other culture, which we don't want to do it. But you will find, when the big awards are given, mostly the president of the nation or such a high person will come and they put the badge on the cloth. Not every country. You sit down, kneel down, and sword will be there on your shoulder. These movements are there. But for our culture, it may feel very arrogant to do it in the name of appreciating somebody, whatever. So he says, from bhakti point of view, is called tadvidhi pranipadena. With your humility you learn. Pariprasnena. If you are intelligent, ask this question, but without egoistic feeling. Asking question should not be for the sake of testing the other person, or asking question cannot be to prove that I know so many things. Many times in question answer they will say, hey, just ask the question, don't explain the question. Because people give 5 minutes lecture in asking question. No, you just ask a question. We understand what you are asking. Pariprashna. You know this word pari? If you remember your mother tongue, it is not dirgha e, it is a rasva e, small e. Pari word is Sanskrit, it says parisamantat. Pari means in all possible way. All possible way. There are many words which you use. Other day I met a Swami called Paritushtananda. What is Paritushta? Contented in every possible way. It's called Paritushta. Parinam. It is not Nam only. The result in every possible way, the result is this. This is called Parinam. So, Pariprashna. When people ask question, the person who is supposed to answer this question understands from which standpoint you are asking the question and how much knowledge you have. You cannot ask a question without understanding. So it is good to understand. Some stories are there, very interesting stories. There was a logic, Nyaya Shastra called logic. His name was Gangesh Upadhyaya. After many years I heard that name in my old books somewhere. Gangesh Upadhyaya. He became one of the biggest scholar of logic. Logic is Nyaya Shastra. Not the justice Nyaya, but logic Nyaya. And that was must. Before you read Vedanta, you are supposed to read that Nyaya and Vyakarana, grammar and Nyaya. This Gangesh Upadhyaya was one of the biggest Pandit of Nyaya Shastra. When he was very small child, just can walk like that, maybe 1.5 to 2 years old, but very poor. Mother used to be single mother for some reason. So mother wants to cook something. Earlier time there was no matchbox available. Not that olden time where 2 stones you will strike and make fire. After that. So people used to borrow fire from the little well-to-do family. Because in their house there is a small oven with charcoal and all that. And because they are rich, the charcoal is always burning. So you go and ask for a live charcoal. With that charcoal, you have your own fuel in sometimes wood or sometimes clothes or whatever is there, they use it. So Gangesh Upadhyaya's mother told to him, go and bring one live charcoal from the Panditji's house. Gangesh Upadhyaya just ran, small child, and says to the Panditji, my mother says, give me a live charcoal. So Panditji say, you are also full, your mother also is full. Can you take a live charcoal in hand? Your hand will burn. Gangesh Upadhyay was hardly 1.5 or 2 years old. Looked around like this. From the same furnace, or from the same place, he took little ash and put it on this. 1.5 years old. This Pandit who was teaching, he thought 1.5 years old child can think so much. He will be one day a very good, intelligent scholar. So okay, call your mother and told, you don't need to pay anything to me. Send your son for study. And that small boy became Gangesh Upadhyay later on. So, Pariprashna. Pariprashna is whatever ideas you have, putting into few words, that also is your intelligence, how you can ask a question. So many times Gangesh Upadhyay used to ask questions. So Pandit used to say, he is asking me, it will take 2 days for me to think. I remember in our class, this story was told us by another great Pandit of our time. And we have one brahmachari with us. When he used to ask question, so our Pandit used to say, he is like Gangesh Upadhyay. When he asks question, I have to think a lot. I cannot simply give an answer. Pariprashna. In all possibility, you put and then ask a question. So your question will be very mature question. Sevaya, or by seva. Because in seva also you need humility. And many times people say, how seva can help me to achieve knowledge? Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, had many disciples. One disciple was apparently, sorry to use the word, apparently he was idiot. He doesn't know anything. But he is jnani. And he used to do only the service for the Guru, washing the clothes and giving food and all that. Menial job. So one day, Shankaracharya was taking class. All the disciples have come, but he has not come. So Shankaracharya says, let's wait for him. He will come in 5 minutes' time. Other disciples started laughing. Sir, for whom you are waiting? That fellow is idiot. He doesn't understand anything, Sanskrit or anything. Shankaracharya said, no. Don't think just because you know Sanskrit well and he doesn't know Sanskrit. It makes a difference in your scholarship. It doesn't make difference in your realization of the scriptures. That he can realize just by serving his Guru. But still if you don't want to believe, just wait. And Shankaracharya was great. They were all waiting. And here comes that Totakacharya, who was considered as idiot. Fluent Sanskrit, he is telling poetry. And everybody is wondered how he can instantly compose the shlokas and sing and come. It takes days for us to compose one shloka. Just to prove this one, that simple by attitude of service. Think of Latu Maharaj, Swami Adbhutanandaji. Simple service. What service? Latu Maharaj was meditating. Thakur said, hey, get up, get up, get up. On whom you are meditating, she is making chapati. Go and help. And Latu Maharaj used to go and make the dough and then make chapatis and help Holy Mother to do the kitchen work. But there was no dearth of realization for Latu Maharaj. It is said that Latu Maharaj was the biggest miracle of Sri Ramakrishna. That's why his name was Adbhutananda, a miraculous person. No literacy at all. His own mother tongue he doesn't know. Forget about other languages. So tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Know this truth. How you acquire it? Through prostration, means through devotion, through inquiry, questioning, and service. The wise ones who have realized the truth will impart the knowledge to you. That he says to Arjuna. So if you want to know something, first and foremost humility is required. That humility you will find in Arjuna. That humility you find in Prahlada. All those who became Mahapurushas, in their life, they never gave up this element. That they were very humble in their approach of learning. So that is the idea. There are some shlokas in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna gives a simple explanation that you will be able to be free, because freedom is the goal, liberation, moksha, mukti, and that you will receive, that you will get. There are some shlokas where he directly says, but otherwise the whole Bhagavad Gita is meant for that. So there are one or two more shlokas about the truth or the glory of jnana. Then we shall discuss, then we shall take up the other shlokas. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.